Hi, this is my Screenomatic recording where I try to solve the task 1 that we've been giving in our English course. I'm going to try to do this while learning myself a new tool that we got at school, which is called iThoughts. We're just learning iPads, and unfortunately I couldn't use my iPad, so now I need to use my Mac. So let's see how this goes. Well, you wanted us to present ourselves and you prepared a list of questions. And it was it took a longer while than I thought, but let's just start with me. I am Lisa Tollefsen. I am 38 years old and I'm from Drammen in Norway. I lived there until I was 18 and then I moved to Trondheim to study. Now I live in Oslo with my partner Julie. I should have had a picture of her too, but I haven't asked, so then I better not. You wonder why we want to take this course this year. Well, I love teaching. I love teaching English. It's one of my favorite subjects to have with my students, and I think one of the reasons I love it is because so many of the students too find the subject rewarding and find it fun. So I enjoy teaching English, and I don't have the proper education for it. I don't have any formal education in English, and so I need to, because now it's required. And my colleague and I, Anna Kjørne Pettersen, we decided that this could be a fun thing to do together, and that we can learn a bit from each other too and help each other. So, and we chose Notodden because it was practical. It was very close to Oslo, and the fact that it's web-based makes it a bit more convenient for in our part. Let's see if I can manage this. I can take this one down. Yes. Now, what do I expect from this course that I'm taking? Well, I expect to get a bit of input on the research and the science and all the the research behind how to teach good English and widen my own set of skills when it comes to teaching. I feel quite confident, but I know that I can always become better, and I do have some flaws as an English teacher. And I also expect that I will learn a lot from my fellow students, and perhaps also be able to give some help if it's needed, and probably get some help as well. And of course, and I didn't add this as an old box, I should have, but I also expect, of course, to learn a lot from my English teacher, James. Now, what are my aims for this course? I don't have a lot of ambitions when it comes to grades and stuff. I want to improve my own oral and written skills so that I can be a better English teacher. And then, of course, I want to pass. I want to achieve a grade that I don't have to be embarrassed about, not for, sorry, mistake there. And then I want to get a greater understanding for what is the science and the research saying concerning teaching English as a second language. I don't know enough about it. And I need to build my skills and my knowledge about that. And there I hope you will be helpful, of course. Now, what is my background studying English, or have I been living abroad? Well, my background for my studies were that I lived in Trondheim and I took history, a master's degree, or I was on the last course that took hovedfag, and I wrote about South Africa. I wrote about national identity, nationalism, building a national identity, and I researched textbooks from the 1960s and on through after the apartheid ended in 1994. What did the new curriculum say and teach the children of South Africa? How did the government use history as a tool in order to consider the society in a way? I have never studied English on a higher level. I have no formal education, as I mentioned. And I have never lived in an English-speaking country for more than a few weeks in a row. I went to summer school in England when I was 16. That was a great experience, and it really boosted my confidence in speaking English, and also, of course, my skills. And then I spent the summer in South Africa. And I've been to a lot of vacations, of course, to England and the States and stuff. I never lived there. Me as a teacher, when I finished high secondary school, I was 18, 19 years old, and then I worked as a substitute teacher for a year. It was a great experience, and I learned a lot about myself, me as where are my boundaries, what am I good at, what am I definitely not good at. And well, I'm not too sure what the students learned though, because I was very young and I've never done this before, but it was a great experience. And then as I studied, I worked in healthcare, but after spelling mistake here, I see. After I finished my degree, I worked 1 year as a Norwegian teacher at this Trondheim International School. It was an IB school, very interesting, learned a lot, excellent teachers, and a very interesting way of thinking about building skills and knowledge around themes, cross subjects. It was very good experience. And then now, currently, I'm working at Lindner School as a 1 to 10 school. I work on lower secondary school. Now I teach English at 8th and 10th grade, and also, of course, I teach social science due to my history background, and also Norwegian and KRLE. I'm not quite sure how to translate KRLE. I usually just say religion, but well, you know. And then you wanted to know which other languages we know. Well, I knew some German once, but I don't think I can say that I do anymore. It's not very helpful, at least. And then you wanted me to say something about my weaknesses and strengths as an English teacher. Well, I think that my strength is that I am a competent classroom leader, I believe. I run a tight ship, and I think the students benefit from it, and I think they actually enjoy it. And another strength is that I feel quite comfortable speaking and writing English, and I'm not afraid of making mistakes. I believe firmly that mistakes are what we learn the most from. Now, my weaknesses, it's always interesting to think about your weaknesses, and it's connected to what I said earlier. I lack tools. I want to learn more about how to teach grammar specifically in a varied and maybe more interesting or fun way for the students. And I have never experienced what it's like to being able to not to understand English. I've always been quite good in English as a child, so I feel that I pay too little attention to the students who struggle. I hope not, but I fear it. And then the last thing you wanted me to do is the assessment. I see the time is flying away here. I think that I mostly could be considered a C1 student, hints of B2 perhaps, and sometimes even C2, but I wouldn't brag too much about that. For instance, I would not consider my skills in understanding complex and longer technical instructions to be anything other than average. Other than that I feel quite confident. Well, this is me. I am looking forward to this year together with you and the rest of the class. And see you soon. Goodbye.